So that's what I came for learning Python and with Selenium.
Okay. So, I mean, you are working in a company?
Yeah. But not purely into, because I was into
Okay.
training sessions only. So original project work was not implemented by me. So
Okay.
that is the thing.
Yeah.
So I think same means because I'm new to the both the things like Python and Selenium. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. So, yeah, let me just explain. So, as I said, so we are going to discuss the complete Python with the framework also. So for that, initially, so we will be discussing something called Python basics, as I said, because Python basics are required, not complete Python. You don't require, advanced level of implementation for Selenium.
Okay.
So what is very
Okay.
specific requirement for Selenium that we are going to discuss. We'll be
Okay.
discussing,
Okay.
I mean, basic part of, Selenium, very basic coding part of Selenium. Okay.
Okay.
So
Okay.
we'll discuss functions, file handling, exception handling, object-oriented
Okay.
programming to basic level. So after
Okay.
that is
Okay.
done, then we'll start our Selenium part. So Selenium part, we're going to discuss everything. So every day I'm explaining the syllabus. So today, as you are
Okay.
new, and I'll explain you. So we'll try to see, because Selenium is a group of testing tools. It's a suite of testing tools.
Yes.
So out of
Yes.
which we
Yes.
are going to discuss only WebDriver, because that is what been asked in the market. So
Yes. Yes.
99% of companies, out of 100 companies, 99 companies ask about WebDriver. What is your
Yes. Yes.
experience in that? So out of that, we are going to discuss only WebDriver, which is very important for us. So we'll be discussing every component, like complete web application automation. We'll see how to
Okay.
handle different types. In a web page, you will find links, you will find drop downs, you will find buttons, you will find, you have to sometimes type some text. You sometimes have to
Okay.
drag and drop, doing mouse
Yes.
actions, frames you will
Yes.
find, multiple windows you will find. Suppose within a same time you have to handle multiple windows, you have to switch windows.
Yes. Yes.
Sometimes you need to wait for your application to load, complete application to load. So before it raises, I mean, before it crashes. So you need to understand what about weights, what are the different weights that are there, how to
Okay.
capture the screenshot. Suppose if there is any failure happens while you're automating, so you will, how to you need to know how to capture the screenshots. So how to handle the
Yeah.
basic scroll down, scroll activities. So we will see complete Selenium understanding. Okay, basic
Okay.
understanding.
Okay.
Then
Okay.
we will go for something called approach of framework. So this is what important. So this is the difference. We'll go into real time part, where we will
Okay.
be seeing like how to create the framework, how to structure the framework, what is the folder, proper folder structure of automation framework. So what is
Okay.
your roles in that, like what is you have to do in that. Okay. How to
Mm-hmm.
run the suite, how to run multiple suite, like we have regression suite, smoke test suite. So we'll be having different suites when we try to in a real time people give us different suite. Okay.
Okay.
I mean, we
Okay.
have to run. Suppose for we have to configure the in Jenkins, we have to configure the regression suite for every build release. You need to, for every build requirement, you have to run that suite. So we have to know how exactly that different suite are made, how to skip the tests, how to do the assertions, how to validate the things. Everything as part of unit test framework we'll see. So these are the major things in companies. A lot of companies, when it says Python with Selenium, they'll be more focusing on either hybrid model, which consists of like unit test framework with page object model, or PyTest with page object model, or sometimes BDD framework. They'll be asking. Okay, they'll be asking
So
data
here
driven framework. So
here
we
we'll be
will be
discussing.
discussing the framework, complete framework structure, and whatever things that are there as part of framework. Okay. So after that, like we'll see everything. So it's when it is page object model, we'll see how to create different page objects. Okay, how to create different methods for that page, how to create
Okay.
locators for that page, how to store that, how to write the test scripts, how to call these methods. Okay, coming
Okay.
to
Okay.
how to run the test suits, how to integrate when it comes to PyTest, how to integrate, how to run multiple parameters, fixtures, okay, how to
Okay.
run the parallel tests, how to integrate with different models. Okay, so we will see a complete automation script like this, the project structure, what are the page
Okay.
classes, test scripts, utilities, logs, screenshots, how to capture the complete end-to-end framework structure we'll try to make. And then we'll see very basic, we'll not see complete Git and Jenkins coding training. We'll see how to just to our knowledge or to our project, what is required in Git and Jenkins. That is only we are going to see. In Git, how do we
So
create a login
as a
repository,
tester,
how to
there is scope
definition,
for in a Jenkins.
pull the code, and how do we configure that in Jenkins. That is what we'll see. Like end to end, what is your role in end to end, we'll see. Okay, not the complete end to
Okay.
end, but what is your role in end to end, we will see. So then we'll go for
Okay.
API testing. So logically, API testing is different course, but I've included here. Not complete end to end. We'll see uh, after completion of this. We'll see the next part of API testing. How because in companies, a lot of people also ask not only automation with Selenium. You also need to have experience on API testing. That is mandatory now. Everyone is asking. Every company is asking, what about your knowledge in API testing? So we will
Okay.
try to see very basics of API testing with Postman. Okay, then we'll
Okay.
see API with Python. So API testing with writing our code. So how do we validate the JSON? Everything we will try to see as part of it. Okay, we'll see all the HTTP
Sure.
methods. So once you go dig into it, you will understand what we are going to discuss. Okay, once we see
Okay.
topic wise topic, you will understand what topics are we discussing, where are we, and
Yes.
all. Then I'll
Yes.
give you
Yes.
some important interview questions which will be asked as part of interviews logically every time. So, and all these things you can get it.
Okay. 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 Fine. Fine. Thank you. Thank you so much.
So, yeah.
And I
So,
want some clarification. Like after completion of daily classes, we'll be getting the material, no?
yeah, yeah. See, right this point of time, I have not shared the material. I'll ask the team to share
Mat-
as well.
ma-
Yeah, you can also, yeah, yeah. You can also get the
Material.
daily class.
Yeah. Yeah. Daily class notes as a text format. You will be sending to our means you'll be keeping in
Yeah,
website
yeah.
or you'll be sending to Google Drive.
That I will once check with the team and I'll send you. I'm not sure about that. I'll just check with the team and today I'll confirm whether to send to you through Google Drive or to send. I mean, you can share to them. I'm not sure about that. I'll just
Sure.
talk with
Sure.
them.
Sure.
I'll let you know. Okay. You can just be in contact
Okay.
with them. If they ask me to share, I'll share them.
Okay. And this is Monday to Saturday or how the classes will go?
No, no. Sometimes Saturday, not every time Saturday. Sometimes when the topic to be completed, we'll keep Saturday. Generally, Saturday and Sunday is holiday. We don't take up classes. Only 5 days in a week.
Okay.
Saturday and
Okay.
Sunday, I'll give you work. I'll give you work. I'll give you like tomorrow at the end of the class. I'll give you some like 15 or 20 interview questions or preparation questions. You can prepare for 2 days. That would be
Okay.
happens generally. Generally, that would happen. So
Okay.
if we are running out of time, something whenever we want to complete soon, then we can probably try to make Saturdays also. Clear, right?
Okay. 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 Sure. 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 Yeah. And total, how many days it will take to complete? Like,
45 days, as we discussed.
yeah. Fine. Thank you.
45 days. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Meanwhile, after completion of this framework, you can parallelly keep your resume and try for things. You don't need to wait for all the topics to complete.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure. Sure. Sure.
I
Yeah.
will explain you
Sure.
how to prepare your resume, how calls will come, how to approach your Naukri and all. I will try to explain. Okay. I'll take up one
Sure.
of your
Sure.
one of the team resume. I'll prepare that team resume out of your people. Prepare one person resume, and I'll upload in Naukri. We'll get calls. How to upload every day basis and all. We'll try to see so that you will get
Sure.
lot of
Sure.
calls every day. Okay,
Sure. 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 Thank you.
that's all. Yeah, thank you guys. So let me just not waste much time because we are already lagging with the time. So we are actually in Python now. We are into Python. We have completed this loops and all till here. We have completed everything. So we will see the functions today, and then we'll see file handling, exception handling today, and tomorrow we'll see object-oriented programming. We'll close up Python basics. So after this is done, then from Monday we'll probably start with Selenium basics. Okay, our topics will start. Clear, right, everyone? Any doubts you can ask me. Anyone, any doubts you can ask me.
Sir,
Yeah.
in yesterday's class, we discussed about the string with containing alphabet and numerical numbers, and in which we have to separate the alphabets and number, and
Yeah.
where I used is alpha and is digit method
Hmm.
for, and in that I have to segregate the separate the alphabet where I use a single empty list.
No. First, what you need to do, you have to get a string. Okay.
Yeah.
Suppose I pass a string, hello 123. I'll give you example. There are two ways, multiple ways of doing a small program. So hello,
Okay.
hello 123. Out of which, what you do, you try to keep a loop. Okay, iterate
Yes,
over
sir.
each
I
and every
use
element.
loop there.
Yeah,
I use
iterate over.
loop in inside
Yeah.
that. I used if statement for
Yes.
I
Yes.
dot is alpha method,
Yes.
and
Keep a counter
and
and increase
keep
the
a count.
counter.
Yeah. Okay. And how do I calculate the repeated elements?
No, that is the question I have given. Okay, this is something different. This is like how many alphabets and how many characters are there. I mean, sorry, how
Okay.
many numbers are there? How to find the repeated characters in a string? That's what I said. So even you want me to say the answer for that, or you will try? You see, there is something called count. There is a method called count. I've given you some hint. You can try working on it. There is a method
Yes,
called
sir.
count in string.
But I have to take all the alphabet letters inside a list, and for that I used list dot append method, and it gives output as a none type. It prints
No. Which question you are asking? Answer
uh,
for
hello
repeated
dot
characters.
1 2 3. Yeah, repeated character as well.
No. I didn't say you. I didn't say you. Uh, this is different question. This is a question which is completely different, where I want the count of the characters and digits of it. Second question
Okay,
is I want to get the. I'll give you only characters. I want to get the count of I want to
repeated
get the
characters.
repeated characters. So,
Okay,
what do you need
okay.
to do? Got it right?
I mess up with this because
Yeah.
I
Don't
had
don't don't
to
mess up
both
with
the
two
things.
different questions. Yeah. So these two are
Okay, okay,
different.
fine.
Yeah.
Okay, no doubt.
So these are very, very common questions. Go for any interview. There will be one question out of it for sure. Sure. Okay. Because
Okay, sir.
normally, when very important, see that repeated characters, or you can say repeated words, or repeated frequency of elements. This is the question. Frequency of elements, even in Java also, no matter it's Python or Java, whatever language it is. Okay. They will ask you this question as part of Selenium with Python, Selenium with Java. Selenium interview 100%. If they want to ask core Java or core Python question, they'll ask this question. Elements in string. Okay, you use whatever you want, they say. Okay, then reversing a string without using any reverse method. Reverse of words or reverse of characters, whatever the okay words or characters in string. Small questions only, but you remember, you try to practice these questions. Okay, these are very.
I was trying the first one, which was for finding the digit and characters. So there I am getting the error as str object has no attribute is digit.
Is you need to say string dot each digit of open and flower bracket. I mean open and close brackets. You need to say this one. S dot each digit. There is no. This is there. You would have just used like this, right? This is wrong. You need to use like
No,
this.
no. I have used the same which you are
If
showing.
you use like this, you will not get any problem. See. Yesterday we have seen, right? Why you will get a problem? If I say s equal to 1, 2, 3. Okay, if I say s dot is digit, this is an inbuilt method. There is nothing like true. True means it is a digit, right?
Mm.
Okay, try it, no, please.
Okay.
So count of digits and characters. This is a common question asked in interview. So they may be like vowels. What are the different vowels of count of vowels? So they say non-repeated characters. They'll ask you count of vowels also sometimes. What are the count of vowels are there? This is a very common question. Non-repeated characters. They'll ask you. Their repeated characters. They may ask you non-repeated characters. Note this, no, please everyone. Please try to practice, no. And they will ask you very common question. Most about if you are working on Java, they'll ask you about collections, lot of things. How to handle web tables? They'll ask you. Okay, how to handle web tables in Selenium? Okay, if you are working, what are the different common exceptions? What are the common exceptions that you face in Selenium? Hmm? Okay, in Selenium we will have different exceptions. I mean, while we are automating, we will find element may be not found, alert may be not found, window not found. Okay, frame not found, sometimes tail element exception. So yeah, can you able to hear me?
Yeah, sure, sir.
Hello. Yeah. Fine.
Yes,
Thank
sir,
you.
we can.
Yeah. So, yeah. Note this, no. Everyone note this, no. Please note this, no. Very common questions. Okay. I'm just giving you handling windows. How I got it. That's why I'm saying handling pop-ups. It'll ask you about constraint framework.
These are the further questions, sir.
Interview question. Yeah. Further question. Not now, but I'm saying just as I already explaining the other questions. So this
Yeah.
also came into. These are enough, man. I mean, very common questions will be asking you. Okay. Okay. Fine. So let us just start our things because we have to be, one day late, no problem, but we have to be, clear with what is that. Okay, everyone has to complete all these things. Only then we'll go to next topic. Understood, right? So one day late is also no problem, but my intention basically is like I want everyone to know all the topics. If you are ready for interview, then you can crack it. Okay, these are very good, important.
Sir, I
Okay,
tried
fine.
with
Now
the first one, frequency of an element in a string, but was not able to get the answer.
try it, no, frequency of elements in a string. Suppose I said you,
I
right, this is very.
can I, can I share my
anyone got anyone got
code
this?
in the chat?
Yeah, anyone got it? Anyone got it? Anyone got the frequency of elements in the string?
Sir, I
No.
have not tried yet, but we can do it.
Yeah, do it, right. See, at least you try, everyone try. If everyone is not able to do, I'll do.
Okay, sir.
sorry, if everyone is not able to do, I'll do it. Otherwise, you can try it. If at least one person can do, they can do it.
Sir, you
They
mean
can share to
frequency
everyone.
of element is nothing but the repeated characters of a string?
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
Yes, sir, I can able to do, sir.
Yeah, great. So please try to share among yourself, everyone. Okay, it's like a group of people will share among ourselves, because if you know, you can share it. So we'll create a group. No, on Monday we'll create a WhatsApp group or a Google Gmail group. Then we can discuss on it. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, let us not waste much time and goes into the functions concept. So what is a function basically what is the use of functions? Can anyone say?
If we don't want to repeat our code, then we go for function. Then we can call any number of times.
Function is
Okay.
a group of statements in which we can take elements as statement as a suit, and we call them as and when required.
Yes. So functions are basically used for two purposes. One is like reusability of code. Suppose think that, I'll give you example. In normally in frameworks, in automation or whatever area we are working on, so you will come across the same kind of code sometimes. Suppose I have 5 lines of code. I have 5 lines of code I have to write. Okay, so in 100, suppose I have 1000 lines of code. So out of 1000 lines of code, I have 5 lines of code which is repeating every time. Okay, 5 lines of this code out of 1000 lines, 5 lines are repeating every time. Like it is repeating around 10 times in my code. So what I do, instead of writing this 5 lines every time in my 1000 lines, which is increasing my code size, and which is not doing, because of it, it is doing the same action, but it is trying to increase the size of code, and it will be not a right policy to use. So what I'll go with functions. Functions is nothing but instead of writing this bunch of code, what you do, I'll create a function for it. Okay, I'll create a function for it, and I'll call that function every time in all these 10 times wherever this function, this 5 lines of code has to be executed. I hope you're getting right what I'm saying. So basically functions are used if you want to execute the same kind of code multiple times, okay, in your project or in your process where you are working. So you don't write the same code again and again. You try to create a function and just call that function every time, so that that 5 lines will be called every time and it will be executed. So that is the reason normally everyone use something called functions. So I think it is not that useful. What I mean to say is, like, to say the definition, you already know. Everyone knows what are functions, how functions are created in Java or C or every language. We have functions. So second purpose, what is the use of functions? Tell me.
Readability.
Readability. Yeah. So suppose your code is so big, and you write without any proper structure. Okay, you are not writing your code in a proper structure. You are not saying that, okay, you say a function called define sum, SUMM or SUM. Okay, so then you write some code, then you say define subtract, and you write some code. Okay, then you say define multiply, and you write some code. Okay, if you could write like this, what the other the person who is not part of this project can understand, okay, this person has defined some function, and the code is related to this sum method. Okay, this code is related to some method, this code is related to this method, this code is related to this method. So if you are maintaining a proper structure, a proper way using functions, okay, you're the person who is going to read, who is not part of this project or part of this code, he can easily understand, okay, proper is in the proper structured format. Okay, the read, this is a function, this is called here, this is a function called here, call function called here, so that the person can easily able to understand where the function is declared, where the function is called. Okay, what is the function definition, what is actually the function is speaking out, everything the person who is not even part of that code, okay, can able to understand. So otherwise, if you write the code without any proper readability format, you write all the code in single line, step by step, without any function declarations or different definitions. So what happens, it will be very difficult for any other stakeholders who is not part of team could understand what exactly this code is all about. So this will really make a confusion and make the problem. So these are the main things that we use functions. So let's discuss how do we work functions in Python. So functions will work like this: def. So you have to say a keyword called def, okay, def, and you can say function name, any function name you can say. So there is no restriction for you. I can say function one, okay. So the syntax is def space any function name. Within that you need to pass parameters. You know what are parameters? Parameters are those which are passed while the function declaration itself. So that are maybe some variables that you pass. If you want to use that variables as part of your function definition, you can declare all your parameters over here, okay. Suppose I want to declare a small string, so I say a, okay, a. So then you need to say colon, then within that indentation. Every time indentation is mandated. Indentation, you have to write some statement, whatever the function definition, you can say statement or function definition, okay. So here this is what function declaration, you are declaring the function here, okay. You're declaring the function here, you're trying to write some code which is going to explain what this function is declared. So this is called definition, and you have to have a function call. So you say function call of any if I pass any string, I can say pass some string, because I'm passing a, right? I'm not giving, see, I don't need to give any int, float, anything, because Python is very clear. Python is a dynamic type language. I don't need to say anything. If I pass any parameter here, this is called arguments. What you say? Arguments. You can pass related argument over here. You can pass an integer, you can pass a list, you can pass a string, whatever it is. So you don't need to specify any data type prior to your parameter. So you can pass any of this. If it is one, you have to pass any one parameter. This is called function call, basically. Are you clear, right, everyone? So let's see a small program. How do we write it? Are you getting right what I'm saying? Every function,
Yes, sir.
every function should have a declaration saying that, okay, this function is this function is this, and you need to pass some parameters if you want. It is not mandatory. If you don't pass, also no problem. If you pass, also no problem. So then you have to write some statement, or you have to execute some code, or you have to write some function definition which will explain about what this function is saying. Then you have to call that function, okay. You have to call that function using the function name, okay. You have to call that function using the function name, and if there are any parameters given here, you can pass that argument over, okay. So let's see a small program which will explain you what is this. So you see, I'm just saying def function one. So think that I'm going to do summation of two things, okay. Summation of two elements, a comma b. Here I'm considering a and b as two integers, okay. That's up to me, because there is no restriction for me to consider whatever the data type it is. Oh, then colon space, I want to just print a plus b. What I want to do, I want to just print a plus b. So I'll say function 1 and 10 comma 20. So what do you mean by here, how the process will execute? So normally the execution will start outside this function. So it will come and check your PVM will come and check execution start will start with func. So it will come and check, is there anything called func1? Is there anything function called func1? If there is any function, it will go here, it will go to here, and this 10 and 20 will be assigned to a and b, okay. This 10 and 20 will be assigned to a and b, okay. By the way, you have to understand everything in Python. Like in Python, we have only call by reference. There is no call by value. Okay. In Python, everything is call by reference. There is no call by value. So this a and b will be assigned to 10 and 20. So now a and b will become 10 and 20. So I print a plus b. So print 10 plus 20. What is the answer I'm supposed to get? I'll get answer as I'll get answer as 30. Are you getting right? So got it right, everyone? So
Yes, sir.
tell me what is the answer of this?
None.
Huh?
None
None.
type.
Will I get any answer?
No, sir. None.
What is the answer of
No,
this?
sir. Print it.
And first
30.
of all,
Now what is the answer?
30.
Yes, got that. So return will not print anything. If you write return, it will only just come out of your loop. It will hold the value. If you want to print this value, what it is holding, you need to assign to a variable. You have to assign to a reference object. Then you have to assign to a reference. Then print that reference so that your value which is holding by this function could be printed. Are you getting right? But normally when you are not using this one, see, when you are not using this way, okay, if you just do like this, you will not get answer. Are you getting answer? So are you getting answer? You're
None.
not getting any answer. You're not getting any answer. Are you getting right?
yeah,
So you have to, when you're using return, you have to assign to a reference and then you have to print that. Clear, right, everyone?
yes, sir.
Yeah, fine. So now we have, when we say functions, we have multiple ways of working with that. So tell me, one question I'll ask you. I want to pass, can I pass like this? Okay, fine. I'll say L equal to 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And then I'll say function 1 of L. So I'll say function 1. I'll pass some L dot append 5. Print L. Can I do this way? What is the
Yes,
answer
sir.
of this project?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
No, sir.
What
You
is the answer
pass
of this project?
variable name and parameter name as same name.
Is it problem? Is there any problem?
No, sir.
Yes, sir.
Boss, it is a reference, boss. I can refer anything to anything. I can refer to a same object again. Same reference again. There is no problem. You're getting right what I'm saying?
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Okay.
If I give a different also, no problem. Same also. Please be strong with basics. What I'm saying here, you can refer anything to anything. So I said, I'm just saying, so normally our execution starts out of here. So it will take a list which is 1, 2, 3, 4. And then when I'm declaring fu1 function of L, it will go and check is there anything called fu1. It will immediately switch to this one. And this L will be assigned to L. So L is already declared as 1, 2, 3, 4. I say L dot append of 5. So what happens? Already 1, 2, 3, 4, and it appends to element 5. Then print L. It will print 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It will come out of it. Then it will come on again. Print. You can write return if you want. You can write return. That's not mandatory. If you want return, you can skip it possibly. Then it will come out of this loop. This function. Then it will print L. So this is the execution normally starts. So the answer is supposed to be what? The answer is supposed to be what here in the both cases? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So why it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? We are using the same variable, whatever the variable we are declared. So you see there are two types of variables that we use in here functions. What are the variables we use? Global variables and local variables.
Local variables.
Okay. Yeah. So any variable that is defined outside the function is called as
Global
Tell me,
variable.
what is
Global variable.
yeah. See, this is the reason I want to say. So any variable defined outside the function is called as global variable. Okay. Any variable defined inside the function is called as
Local variable.
local variable. So here we have a global variable which is defined, boss. This is a global variable. The scope of it is completely throughout your, throughout your program. Okay. So, but when I define any variable like this, so see what is the answer I got, because we are using the same variable here. We are not modifying the variable. Are we modifying the variable, or we are assigning any new variable here?
No.
Suppose if I assign now here, if I assign L equal to 3 4 5, now tell me 3 4 6, now tell me this L will become as a local variable. Okay, here in the previous example, are you getting right, everyone? In the previous example, I have used the same variable both inside and outside. I have printed both here. But whereas now what I did, I have used this variable, I have assigned a new value to this variable. This variable will become now as local variable. Okay? This variable will become as a global variable. This variable has become a local variable. So the scope of this local variable is only within this function. Within this function, you cannot get this value. The answer of this L within this function is what? What is the answer now? What is the answer now?
3465.
Yeah, what is the answer
3465.
we'll get? Yeah, we will get a
34.
different answer here. We will get a different answer. 3465 is for the inside loop. We will get print L here. For this one, we will get 3465. For this one, we will get here 1 2 3 4. Are you getting right?
45.
Everyone getting right? Yeah, you are getting right. So because the scope of this will be completely throughout the program, but whereas we are giving a local variable, we are declaring local variable, the scope of it is only within this function. So this print L, if I print it, it will only take this one, not this one. Okay, we are trying to again initialize this L with some other value. Are you getting right, everyone? So you understood
Yes.
to use that in this. If you are using only this one, then local scope, global scope. If you are not assigning anything, normally the answer will be 1 2 3 4 5, 1 2 3 4 5 in both cases. But whenever we try to assign this one, okay, sorry, yeah, assign this one, then it goes different. Everyone getting right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you are clear with this program and clear with the project things. Okay. So you can pass anything, boss. There is no, I said you right, there is no restriction of using anything. So my question, one more thing. So there is something called keyword arguments. What is this?
Keyword argument.
What is a keyword argument?
Parameter pass inside function definition with some keywords.
Yes. See, def, I'll say a function called function1. I'll pass two parameters, name and age. Okay, name and age. So here my intention is to just to print name and age. Name, I will just print age. Okay, in the function call, normally if I pass, I have to pass the values here. I don't need to pass anything declaration. So I can say Nikhil 130. Okay, so if I try to run this project, okay, this will give me answer as normally Nikhil and 30. Yes or no? Okay. Okay, if I run it, I will get Nikhil and 30. So there will be a situation where okay, if I am passing these variables with the things, so what is the answer now? What is the answer now? What is the answer now? It will go rank. What is the answer now, guys? Now I will get a different assignment. I'll get a different assignment. My name will become
Name as
30.
30.
Yeah. So name as 30. So this is something wrong. Okay, because I want to I want to exchange the things. I want to exchange the arguments and parameters to the parameters. but still, if I exchange it, I'm getting in a wrong way. So if I want to get in the right way, I'll say it should only assign to age. If I pass like this, it should only assign to name. Okay, this keywords, if I'm passing here, okay, I mean, got it right? So then instead of printing, you're getting right what I'm saying, everyone? Okay, now name become 30, age become Nikhil, which is wrong. But still, if I interchange, but I have passed with the name of the parameter which I'm passing here, okay, then what happens? You see, name will become Nikhil only. Name is not changed. Are you getting, everyone? Are you getting,
Yes, sir.
everyone? Are you getting right? Name is not changed. Name is to for which it has to pass. It should easily passing. Age which for which it has to pass, it is passing. Okay. Okay, in the arguments what we are passing which parameter. So what is keyword arguments? So we are passing the parameter name, we are assigning the parameter name in the argument, okay, for which has to be assigned to what. So it will only consider that. So even you are interchanging the positions, interchanging the values, okay, arguments, but still you are assigning with the parameter name, name of that parameter. So it will only take for which it has to take. It will not take in a wrong way. Okay, are you clear, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Any doubts? No doubts, right? Yeah. So there is something called default parameters. What is this? So what is a default parameter? I will take the same program. I'll take the same program. Okay, instead I'll give you some default value in the parameter size only. Okay, I'll pass 35. Suppose I'll pass 35. Yeah. Yeah. Tell me now what is the answer I'll get. But every time if I get.
In first case, answer is
Yeah.
Nikhil 30.
Yeah.
In second case, Nikhil 35.
Yes.
And in third case, Nikhil 36.
Yes. Are you getting right? What is default parameter? In the first case, what happens? Okay. If I am passing any value, so the default parameter means you have to assign some value to the parameter whenever we are declaring itself. Okay. So we are assigning some value. So what happens if I am trying to call this method? If we are assigning with a new value, this 35 will replace with 30. Okay. Okay, if I'm not passing any value, defaultly it will take whatever the existing value is. Okay, normally if you don't write this one and you will do like this, you will get an error because it is accepting two arguments. You have to pass two arguments. Okay, but even when you are passing this default parameter over here, you are passing some value to the parameter here. Even though you are not passing any of the argument here, it will defaultly take what is the existing argument parameter. Okay. Okay, this one you already know. This one, even you interchange, you can also pass the keywords. Okay, so see, my answer will be in the three cases. My answer should be what? First thing is Nikhil 30 as supposed to be. Second time, if I don't pass anything, it will take default. Nikhil 35, which is taking second one, Nikhil to the name and 35 to the age. Then third one, Nikhil 36. Everyone clear with this? So what is default? I have to pass some value here. If I don't pass any value, it will take the default value. Okay. If I pass value, it will replace that value. Okay. So if you pass anything, it will replace it. If you don't pass anything, it will take the default existing parameter. So that's why it is called as default. Everyone clear? Speak out, no? Please speak out. Someone speak out, please.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. We can understand.
Yeah, are you getting right, everyone? Yeah. So these are the basic topics only. You just need to understand things. So now I will give you a question. So you like get a string from the user, okay, and mm, okay, so get a list from the user and try to append only the even elements. Only print the even elements. So you have to get a string from the get a what do you say list from the user. You have to get a list from the user. So the thing should be whatever the input I'm passing, I have to pass the input to you from the user type, user input. That should only get me the even integers. It should not pass me any odd integers. The question will be today's program you have to work on is okay. So using functions, you have to pass some list dynamically. Okay, this is a big question. Dynamically passing a list, not directly passing a list. Okay, you have to replace. This is very common question. Replace first element with the last element. This is a very common question. Replace first element with last element. Give me one minute. Office call. So swap rather in replace swap. Okay, swap first element and last element. This is a very common question.
Sir, please explain first question. What we have to do?
You have to pass. You have to take a string. You have to take a list dynamically, not from the. You have to
Okay,
assign
okay.
it. You have to take
Using input
every
function.
element dynamically, every input dynamically, input from the user. Within you have to maintain that in a functions complete function call. Then what you need to do after getting that, read every element, okay, such a way you have to replace the first element, swap the first element and last element. First element and last element you have to swap.
Sorry. As you said, append even elements into the list.
Yeah, that
For
is
the
a
first.
different question. That is a different question. Second thing, uh, I will pass you you have to get a dynamic input list, okay, which should be passed for the function call. In the function call, you have to pass a list. That list should accept user input, okay, which is dynamically. Then you have to take only the even elements. Even elements, okay. You know the logic very clear. Even elements should be printed, should be printed in separate list. Okay, separate list. I don't know how you do it. I hope you understood question, everyone. Very, very important things. Very, very important questions. First question is 100% asked if you know the logics, and they'll ask you, lot of things, a lot of questions. They'll ask you integration with functions, with loops and dictionaries. Kind of question they will be asking. I'll give you questions as we progress. This question is important. I want the answer for this. I don't know how you do. Please present your answers. Send to my mail, everyone on daily basis. This is very important. Okay, I will just validate your things on everyday basis, and I'll provide that where you are tracking and what you're doing. This answer should be provided to this mail. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
All this practice every day. You have to practice whatever the things I have also explained you. All these questions, they'll ask you questions. They'll ask you in interview this one, this one, this one, because these are all general questions. What you say general means frequently asked interview questions, which I ask every time. Okay, when someone, if I go for an interview or if I been kept in the panel, okay, so I'll be asking this kind of questions very commonly, and anyone who is asking questions, they'll give preference to this kind of questions. Okay, most of the time they'll ask these questions. They'll ask you more on dictionaries sometimes, more on object oriented. Object oriented is mandatory. Object oriented programming is mandatory. So they will not ask just to object oriented concept. They'll ask you where you have used object oriented programming. This is very important. Where you have used object oriented concepts in your project. Okay, in your project is important. You have to say the implementation. Exception handling is a very, very important. Exception handling, they'll ask you like anything. They'll ask you how do you get exception, how to handle in project. Okay, how do you if you don't know that you are getting an error, so how do you give the maximum try count of your things. Suppose you are getting error, what are the listener classes you will work on? A lot of things they'll ask you. So you need to have a proper real-time answer for that. Exception handling, how do you exactly do in your project? Okay, in your project, not just exception handling, like what is try, what is a catch, or what is except. They'll not ask this small question. They'll ask you how do you do it in project? What are the challenges that you faced in your project? These are very, very important questions. Please try to note this. We'll try to see as we progress. Okay, I'll explain you. Just note down these points. Okay, this where we use this concept we use here. This concept we use this. Okay, you have to be very clear with all these things. Okay, and Jira is very, very important. If you are real time, you need to know Jira. What is Jira? Jira is very, very important question. They'll ask you all things. This is all about agile methodology. If you are real time, you will know what is Jira, how your stories are. They'll say you how to create your stories. Okay. I mean, your Scrum Master will be creating stories. He'll be assigning the task to you. Okay, they'll try to provide you a lot of things. See, I'll show you. I'll show you probably later whenever required. I'll show you the URL. I'll show you the URL where Jira is, how the structure of Jira looks. Okay, we'll also work on Jira, how to create our stories, subtasks, how to assign, how to open, how to close the sprints, how to create our test cases, create the issues, create the bugs, create the defects, how to close it, how to assign to the developers, how your process exactly, what are the stand-up calls, how it happens. So that is real time, completely real time. Real time is all about, they'll explain you, they'll expect what is happening in companies on everyday basis. So these are all you need to know, everything. Okay, we'll see day to day once we complete all these small basics. Okay, so this is important question as part of I said you this is very, very important question as part of our thing. You have to come up with the answer. Please everyone come up with these answers. Okay, how to get, if you don't know, please go and get it. Okay, try to learn a new topic. how to pass a dynamic input, how to swap them. So you will be learning new things. Logic is important. So if you know logic only, then you can do it. Yeah. So where are we actually? Yeah. So there is something called lambda functions. Okay, there is something called lambda functions. So what is lambda functions? Lambda function is an anonymous function. You can say anonymous means unknown. Unknown function, which we don't use something called def. We don't use def here. Okay, def we can't use. Instead, suppose this is the function. Normally, how you use this is a function. Think that this is the function which we use in a normal day. I mean, normal using def. Okay, I want to use the same function without using def. So I want to use something called lambda. So what is the answer I'll get if I print it? My answer should be something called 30, right? So in the similar way, I want to use lambda function. Without using lambda is that I have shown you. With using lambda, how do I do the same method? I need to say fun1 equal to function equal to lambda of a comma b colon a plus b. What are the lambda parameters colon the function definition? What you're doing? Print the function of parameters. Are you getting right? Everyone is getting right what I'm saying? This is same as this one without using it. So lambda, then someone asked you what is lambda. Is like lambda is also function which is anonymous function which is called, where we don't use def, we will directly use lambda keyword, and then based on that we'll be using the function definition and parameters in this way. So you will get the answer 30 because for first one 30 I will get, second one 30 I will get. So I didn't run it. Okay, where is the answer? Yeah, you got 30 right? Everyone can you see? Everyone can see? Smriti, can you
Sir.
speak out? Smriti, Monica, can you speak out? Vikas,
Yes, sir.
Srinivas, Sandeep.
Yes, sir, we got it.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so they will be asking you in this one, they will be asking you some important question. They'll ask you what is map. Have you heard about map?
Yes, sir.
How to use
No,
map?
no, sir. No, sir.
Using lambda, they'll ask you how to use map.
Map filter.
Map, filter, reduce, and all. So now I want to square every element. I want to square every element. How do you square every element? I want output is 1, 4, 9, 16. Tell me how do you do that? Guys, this is a program. I'll ask you. I want to print L1 equal to, the output should be like this. I don't know how do you do that. 1, 4, 9, 16. What logic you will apply? Square of every element. How do you do that?
Using for loop, we take one by one element, and for if I take for I in L, then I multiplied by I. Then we will get square of it.
Okay.
Otherwise, we may use power function or I star power 2.
Okay. So basically map is used in order to act on every element. So normally all the methods like append, insert, all will do on complete list. They will not act on every element on the list. Okay, map is going to act on every element on the list. So why map is used to act on every element on the list. So it will act on 1, it will act on 2, 3, 4. It is not acting on the complete list. If I say append will do add to the list. It will not add to one element. It will not add to one part. It will add to the complete list. So it is not an activity of the complete list. Okay. So map is an activity which is performed on every element on the list. So you can write a program like this, somewhere like this. So list of map of, okay, lab of lambda, using lambda you can say lambda x, okay, where x into x of your L, okay, then print L1. This L1 is not required now. I will just do this. Okay, till here I will just comment no. I got 14916. Can you able to see? Okay, can you able to see everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So what I'm doing, map of, okay, this list means I'm converting to list. You can say even here, if you don't want to say here, you can just keep it, say list of L1. Okay, list of L1. Just print it. Yeah, give me some time. So x means lambda of x, lambda of each and every element, x into x, 1 into 1. So next time x will become 2 into 2. It will iterate over all the elements of x. The function of it is function comma sequence. Sequence means it can be a list, a tuple, whatever you want. It can be a range of 10 elements. Suppose I want range of 10 elements, 0 to 10. Okay, are you getting right what I'm saying, everyone? Okay, okay, you got 1 4 16 19. Everyone got it right? Everyone got
Yes,
it
sir.
right? It
Yes,
should be
sir.
the syntax of
Yes.
it should be, its syntax of it should be very important question, guaranteed question, boss. Okay, I'm all saying what are the questions that will be asked when we progress. So okay, you have to know this. Yeah. So any doubts, anyone? We are running out of
We
time.
can
So let's see, we're running out of time. We have to see a lot of things. Okay, any questions? Because I don't want to miss any point. That is
sir,
the
in
reason I'm
lambda, by using lambda, we can able to perform any for loop, conditional state, everything.
yes. I mean, a lambda, no, see what I'm saying, lambda is a particular function. It is 1 minute, it is particular function, okay, which can only try to has a proper structure. So we cannot use a different structure for that. It is a function, it's just a function. Okay, we can only write the same syntax, we cannot write in a different syntax.
Okay.
Okay, so then uh, what we see, so any other things we can say?
Filter and reduce.
Sorry, we can use list comprehension and we can do it. List comprehension, something like you can say. So I want to just print only the even elements out of this list. What is list comprehension? You can say like this. I got you understood, right? What I'm saying here. So how you write a for loop? You say L1 L equal to 1 2 3 4, suppose. Okay. How you write a for loop normally? You write a for loop like this: for I in L. Okay. If I modulus 2 double equal to 0 for even numbers, print I. Yes or no? This is what you do, right? This is what you do, right? Okay. Okay. So this is what you do, right? Normally you write a for loop like this. So if you are using list comprehensions and using the same thing, you can use like this. You can use lambda over here, whatever. If you want lambda, you can also use lambda for iterating over the elements or whatever it is. Okay. See how we are using for I in L, if I modulus 2 double equal to 0, print I and this one. I want to come in the same line. That's what I'm saying. So you can write the same thing. I for I in L. So print I, that means print I for I in L. Okay. If that I modulus 2 is double equal to 0. Understood, right? This whole meaning is same as this whole thing. Understood, right? This is a single line. List comprehension should be in a single line. You cannot write multiple lines on what. Okay. So list comprehension means it is a representation where you write the complete code, the complete implementation, even it's a loop implementation or iteration, whatever it is, it should be in a single line. Where what you are explaining here, you are trying to say printing I for I in L space for I in L. Okay, if that if I modulus 2 double equal to 0. So this is what the syntax will look like. This is same as this one. Okay, this is same as this one. Are you getting right, everyone? Getting right?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So now let's see exception handling. Files we'll see. Files and exception handling we'll see. Anything we have skipped? No. No. Yeah. Function inside a function. Can I call a function inside a function?
Yes, sir. You can.
Can I call a function inside a function? Or can I
Yes,
create a function inside a function? See what I do. I have something like this. Okay. I will define one more function. What is the answer of this? What is the answer of this? Boss, what is the answer of this? Huh?
Two
What is
new
the answer?
functions.
What is this actually? So I have a function where I have two parameters. Okay. Okay. And then I'm printing that. I'm creating one more function, which is main function.
That
I'm calling the function. I'm calling this function over here. Okay. So normally the execution starts
answering
outside your function. It will go and check is there anything called main function. Go here, and it will inside it. What is the inside it function? Immediately again it will call the other function. So first it will go and call this function. Again immediately it will go and call this function. This 10 and 20 will be assigned to A and B. We'll get print A and B as
30.
invalid syntax. Sorry. Print A and B as okay 30. You're getting right. Writing in the same line. So you're getting 30. So any doubts? Anyone? No doubts, right? Let's see something called file handling. I think exceptions won't be done today. So maybe like one Saturday, I think I have to take at least half an hour. Okay.
Sir, can
To
we create
complete
function inside?
Yes. Decorators part, I will explain that one. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Modifying the functions. So decorators we obviously
Okay.
require when we are using our Python frameworks and all, we require a lot of things. So I'll explain you something more clear on that part. So let's see now. Let's see something called file handling. So how do you handle the files? How to open a file?
Using open function file name dot
File name, comma, we have to mention the mode, whether it is the read or write.
Yeah.
And we have different types of modes, R plus, W plus.
Okay. What are the different modes? R, read mode,
R,
write mode,
W, R plus, W plus, append mode.
A mode, A plus also is there. Okay, there
Yeah.
is RB, WB, binary files and all. That is not required much. Not required at any point of time also. Okay, so first thing we need to know what are the different types of
Exclusive mode.
yeah, what are the file operations we can do. First, there are two types. One is like file operations. File operations. What are the operations? See, if I give you a notebook, what you will do with the notebook? Hardly. You will open that notebook, you will close that notebook, and you will try to do some operation, maybe a read, write, or whatever it is. Yes or no? That's all right. You cannot do anything except this. You'll open it, you'll close it, you will read it, and you will write it. Not more than that you can do. So for every file is also it consists of some basic data. So it consists of some data. So that is all about file. So in files, we are only discussing about text files at this point of time because we can use any other files. These operations we are performing most on the text files. So what we can do with any file, suppose if I give you any notebook, a file, what you will do, you will either read it, you will write it, close it, you will try to open it. Only 4 operations. So there are only 4 major operations as part of files. So if you want to read anything or write anything, you have to mention to your system that you are trying to read the file, you are trying to open the file for read mode, or you are opening the file for write mode. So that but how your computer knows. For that purpose, there is something called modes of your files. What are the modes that are there? There are read mode, write mode. Okay. Read place means both reading and writing. What is this? Both read and write. W place is also both read and write. Yes or no? A plus is append. So A and A plus is also for both append, read and write everything. So we don't use W plus much, just only focus on these things. Okay. So we are opening a file for read mode. You are saying to your computer that I have opened the file for read mode. You're saying to computer open a file for write mode. Saying the computer open the file for both read and write mode, and append mode. Append mode is also write mode, where the difference between append and write is only one thing. So they'll ask you, append means it will try to add to the existing data in the file. Suppose you have a file F1. Okay, there is some text already. If I opening a file in the append mode, it will just add to the existing text. But whereas if I'm writing that in a write mode, okay, it will try to replace the whole text. See that if this is a file, I want to open this file, I want to open this file in a write mode. What it will do, if I open the file and if I write something, it will remove this whole data. But whereas if I open this file in append mode, this will only add to the data. Suppose if I'm adding some text, it will only add to the data. So that is the difference. Okay. So this is very, very important. You need to understand. So append is also write mode, but it will only append the data, not replace the complete data. So how to do the things? File object equal to open of. Okay. See that first we'll do one thing. We'll try to do one thing. We'll create a new file. We'll create a new file. Let's say hello everyone. Okay. I will just save it as file one. What I will say, file one dot txt, because I can say all files. Then I say dot txt. File one dot txt. See, I'm just saying file one dot txt. Save it. Okay, I'm saving this file, I'm closing this file also. F equal to open of what we are opening, file one dot txt. Actually what you need to do, you have to provide the path, complete path of your file. Suppose your file is there in some other folder, you have to pass the complete file folder path. I am not providing it because I'm writing in the same path where my files are executed. That's why I don't require any kind of path provided. So then I have to say which mode I'm opening. I'm opening in a write mode. What is the syntax? F equal to open of the file name, comma, the mode. Then you need to say F1 equal to some object, F dot read, F dot read, print F1. So what happens here? The whole file text will be saved in F1, and then F1 printing means the whole file will be read at one point of time. If I execute this file, what is the answer I'll get? Tell me. What is the answer I'll get? Oh. What is the answer I got? R is not defined. Yeah, R is not defined. Yeah, hello everyone. Can you able to see? Can you able to see everyone? In the file,
Yes.
I have written something. I'm just able to read that. Okay, I'm able to read that one. I can able to do this. So what is happened? The whole file is read at one point of time and stored at F1. Then I'm printing that F1. Otherwise, you can say printf dot read, that also possible. Okay. So then similar way, you're trying to read the file, you are closing the file. After you are saying you are closing the file, you have to close that file, right? File object, the whole file object has to be closed. The whole file object will be closed. This is reading the file. So coming to writing the file, you say f
Sir,
equal
if we
to,
have multiple files, multiple lines of the file, lines inside your file.
yeah, what is the problem? There is no problem with multiple lines. It will print multiple lines. So what do you mean by that? You are saying,
The file having multiple lines.
okay, the file is having multiple lines. So what is the problem?
So it will take as a string data type or listed data type or tuple.
Yeah, let me see. Hello everyone. Hello. Hi. Bye. It will read the whole data now. Okay. We are not using read lines boss. We are only using read. Okay. If I use read, the whole data is read. Okay. In one point, line by line. If I use read lines, what happens? Read lines. See, read lines. Okay. If I use read lines, the whole data is stored as the whole. Every line is stored as a one element as a list. Okay. See what is the output I'll get. Every line, so first line is first element of list, second line is second element of list, third line is third element of list. You get the output as a list, every line. Are you getting right? So now I can do lot of operations here. I can say for, I want each and every line, for I in L, for I in F1, for I in, for every line in F1, I can say print I. That means every line is printed separately. If you don't want to print this one, okay, if you don't want to print this one, you can get every line is printed separately. Are you getting right, everyone?
Got it.
Clear, right?
Sir, but in each and every line we are getting the escape character /n.
Yeah, that is what normally it will be stored, because every line, as soon as you're reading the lines, so it will not be a problem. But what I'm saying, what it is understanding here is, it is understanding every line as completion. So one line completion, second line completion. It will not affect the reading data. It will not affect the rate of reading. Okay, you are reading or writing
So if
or
we
doing
don't
some
want
action,
to
it will
print
not.
that /n, what we have to do, sir? I don't want to print the /n because if we give input or output to some other files, it will print /n also, right?
Okay.
So if we take
You
input
the
to
space
any,
character as well.
Sorry.
We may use end equals to space as well for in place of new line.
Okay. What are you saying actually?
If we have to, if we do not want new line, every output in new line, so in that place we may use end is equals to space character.
You are
So
saying
that,
end equal to space we will do.
yeah.
There, what happens here is like, normally what it happens is, you can do end space, everything will be in one line, that will come. That is not a problem, I'm saying. But still it is like that it is taking. So normally the space will be removed when we are using that end equal to space. The space will be removed. Each and every line will be printed line by line. So this is what you can able to do this operation. What I am saying, what he is asking is that how can we remove this one? This we cannot remove, right? It is been cleared in that.
Yeah. Okay, sir.
Okay, this
Okay,
is
no worries.
being created like that. So this we cannot do. End equal to space we can able to do because we don't want to give any space. So this is an inbuilt method, boss. We cannot do that. Okay.
Okay, so it cannot
Which is inbuilt.
impact anything.
Yeah, it is not impacting. That's what I'm saying. The impact is not there.
Okay, fine. Okay.
There is no impact. That is just inbuilt method which we cannot able to change, which is already existing. Okay. Now you can do lot of operations. You can do like if I is double equal to, you can say hello everyone. You can say continue. You're getting right what I'm saying. You can write whatever the logic you want to write. You can play with the files if you know the proper logic. Okay, you can print. Then you can print this. So what you are getting right, you're understanding right what I'm saying.
The semicolon.
This is a problem normally. See, okay. I have not given the proper line, proper sentence. That's why I got error. This is capital hello, right? Is that fine now? Okay. Oh, again gone. Why? Capital hello, HELLO, space everyone. Right only, right? Otherwise, I will do as I. I is also there. Why it's coming like that?
Because you are mentioning hi. If you mention hi, continue will skip the next iteration. It go for next iteration.
Yeah.
Else it
So
will
it should
print
skip
other
I, right?
thing. Yes.
No,
So
it is
keep
giving
on
high,
continuing.
right? It should.
Because we given the read lines. Read lines
Okay,
it will
read
take
lines.
as a list.
Yeah, read lines. Yeah, read lines. It will take each and everything.
Each and everything.
So we can say.
We can do some other operations instead of
We can
using
do some
continue.
more operation. We cannot do this one because normally what it takes is like the whole the line is red. Out of that, how can it skip that one? So that is not the say. We can say if h in h in f1, we can say like this.
Sir,
h in I can say yeah.
So print something, sir.
Print something, yeah. Yeah, I can do this one because yeah. So h is replaced with hello. Okay, I is replaced with hello. So fine. Even this also will get the same type, right? Same thing will get. Okay, fine. So what it is doing, it is just checking whether that whole thing is there in that I. In the I, whenever it is finding that small h, then it is just trying to replace that. Okay. Whenever it is finding small h, not capital H, so it is replacing that whole thing with hello. That's what happens. Yeah, you can do write lines also. You can do write lines in this way, somewhere like this. Open. Write. You can able to write some action on that. So first thing what you need to do, you need to have some file existing, otherwise it will create a file. Okay, what happens in the write mode, what happens if the file is already existing, okay, the file is already existing, then it will not do any action. The file is not existing, it will try to, what it will do, it will try to create that file and it will try to open that file in the write mode. This is very important, you need to understand. If the file is not existing also, no problem. If the file is existing, well and good, it will open and write mode. If the file is not existing, it will create that file at that point of time and it will start for writing. Yeah, please, because you can leave. I'll let's complete in 5 minutes. So even I have my office work. W in quotes, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Small mistakes will not run the program. So then we say f dot write. What do we want to write? We want to write hello. Suppose we want to write hello. Okay. Then f dot close. Then we want to open it as a read mode. So what I'm doing here, I'm doing every operation over here only. You're getting right what I'm saying. It is going and checking. Okay, let's try to first try to comment here. So what we are doing here, what is the answer I got? Hello, I got. First, what I am doing, I am going to create a file, okay, which is a file2.txt. It is not there. Naturally, it is not there. I have created my file, okay. I have created a point. That point of time, I have opened it in write mode. I have written some hello. I'm closing that file. You cannot open a file once it is in one mode. Suppose if the file is opened in write mode, you cannot immediately read it. You have to first close it, then you can open it. Again, you have to read it. What I did, first I have opened a file, I have created a new file, I have written some text, I have closed that file, I have opened that file. Everything I'm using with coding. I've opened that file, I'm reading that file, I'm printing the text. Are you getting right, everyone? So you have to do the operation first. Open if you want, write it, close it, then open it, read it, close it. So this is what normally happens. You're getting right, everyone? Okay, clear, right, everyone?
Yes.
Yes. So this is what, if you say, you will get answer as hello everyone. So now you can go and check that file will be created. I never created manually. Did I created manually file2.txt? I have created using the code. I'm using this code I have created. See, hello everyone. Whatever you write, it will be printed. Then we will see something called when I have my work, office work starts. I have a meeting now. So then 1 minute, just give me a minute. Then what we have with open, okay, file 1.txt. f1.read okay printf, sorry, printf. Can you able to see what I'm saying here? Can you able to see? This is same as this one. Whatever we have seen here, read lines is different, read is different, as I said you. So with open mode, why we are using with open, the file name as some alias, you have to provide any like we say f equal to open of this one, right? Instead of this line, what you are saying, with open the file name, which file name we want to open as the alias, instead of f the object, then f equal to f1 dot read print f. So here what is the difference between this and this? Here you have to close it naturally. So that means you have to write a statement called f dot close in order to close the file. Okay. But whereas here it will automatically close when you're using with statement. What is the thing? When you're using with statement, is very important. You have to understand what is the difference between, they'll ask you. If you write normally f equal to open and we use with statement, what is the difference between both? The difference between both is in f in with statement you don't need to provide any f dot close. It will close it automatically. You don't need to provide any close statement. It will close automatically. Are you getting right? So that is the difference between this and this. They'll ask. So you can also use this way. You can also use this way. There is no problem. This way is also right. This is same as this one. This is same as this one. Okay. You will get the same output both of them. Yes, so we will see, because we don't have time. It's already 10 plus 10:06. So tomorrow onwards, first 5 minutes only. We are wasting a lot of time. Tomorrow onwards, only first 5-10 minutes, maximum 5 minutes or 10 minutes discussions. Okay, what you are supposed to do? You have to solve these programs. Whatever I given, I'll say you now. 10 minutes only discussion. Later on we'll start, because we are wasting time initially. A lot of time for just discussions. Yeah. Any doubts? Any
No,
doubts
sir.
for today?
Well,
Anyone?
practice the codes and mail you, sir.
Sorry?
We'll practice the code and the email to you.
Yeah. See, all these things I want. Frequency of elements in the string. Okay. Then reverse of the words, reverse of the characters. Both reverse of words I want, reverse of characters also I want. Okay. This is other question. Reverse of characters is other question. Count of digits, count of vowels, oops concepts, where you used. This all I'll say you. Okay, when we discuss exception handling in project, non-repeated characters, web tables, comma exceptions in Selenium. How do you handle it? Most question they'll ask you stale element exception. Very important question. So I do everyday interviews with people, so I know what questions they'll ask. Because I ask every day these questions normally or companies also. Handling windows, handling pop-ups, alerts. Okay, lot of things, frames, all questions they'll ask. XPath is very important. Okay, so all these things note down. No, explain framework they'll ask you. Agile questions they'll ask you. That's all, boss. Enough. You can crack any interview. So like this, you have to practice. I'll explain you when what is not there here. I'll explain you that. But what is there, you try to practice. All these things you come with the answers. I want everyone to say this program, this programs, all programs I want, and along with that I want these answers. These two programs. Okay. I want answers of these two programs again.
Yeah, sure, sir.
Very important question. They'll ask 100% questions here. Please don't take it light. Okay. Everyone noted down, or you want me to send this file?
So better to
You
share
want
this file.
me to share? Okay. We'll do. Fine. So clear, right, everyone? Today's?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, guys. Yeah, thank you for everything. Tomorrow we'll see exceptions. We'll see object-oriented if possible. Otherwise, I will say tomorrow whether we'll have a class on Saturday or not.
Package
Okay?
and module concept as well.
Yeah. So see, we have little time and a lot of things to be discussed.
Yeah,
So
tomorrow.
yeah.
Okay.
We'll see. One day extra also no problem. We'll see. Okay.
Yeah, fine, no doubt.
Yeah, one day when it becomes extra also no problem. We are wasting a lot of time in the initial time, doubt explaining and all. So every day only 10 minutes doubt explaining. Okay. Yeah. So fine. So every day I'll give questions. Everyday questions. Every day you have to all this simple. You learn just whatever I'm giving every day. That's enough. You will get a interact because everyone asks only this many questions. They have some proper syntax of asking questions. Any interview. Got it right? So most of the people will ask only types of questions. I'll give you everyday basis. Everyday basis, I'll give you some questions, and based on that, you can prepare. You can prepare a proper notebook, write the questions and answers, then prepare before any interview you go. Okay, that's more than enough. 80% or 70% you can easily plan. Thank you, guys. Thanks for the time.
Thank you, sir.
Have a great day, sir.
Thank you, sir.